Here at the University of South Carolina, broadcast journalism students have one thing to look forward to throughout their college career: senior semester. Senior semester is a collection of classes that are usually taken the last or second to last semester of college. But the catch is we don't actually meet for class periods. Instead, we come in from 8:45 to 6 p.m. every single day, Monday through Friday, and we create two complete newscasts at 4 and 4:30 p.m. Now, when I entered college as a freshman, I heard that the senior semester program was the best possible way to educate future journalists. For my senior thesis project, I decided to take that statement into the real world and ask graduates and employers of those graduates what they have to say about this program, and if it really is as successful as everyone says it is. Dana Fisher graduated in 2011 and now works as a producer at WLTX in Columbia. She did not have the opportunity to intern when she was in school because she had to work her way through college, but she felt that senior semester adequately prepared her for the future.
Senior semester was, of all of college, the best thing to prepare me for the real world.
In fact, the senior semester program is exactly why Dana went to USC.
I picked USC solely for the broadcast journalism program. It was between USC and Charleston, and I knew that we had a program where I'd be able to eventually be a part of a one-day show with student run, and I knew that there were a lot of great professors there.
For Dana, senior semester was all the real-world experience she needed.
And by the time senior year, I mean, you're basically in senior semester working in a newsroom just like you. I mean, I didn't even grasp the concept of a newsroom until senior semester. I mean, that really was eye-opening for me, and I learned the most during that semester.
Senior semester also provided something even more for Dana. It helped her decide exactly what field of journalism she wanted to focus and eventually work.
Up until that point, I wanted to be a reporter, and then when I got to school and did senior semester, I really fell in love with the producing side of it. So when I was applying for jobs, producing was the way to go.
Since working in the real world, Dana says she is even more confident and proud of USC's program. And she doesn't think she could have gotten a better education anywhere else.
It's a great program, and the professors we had were wonderful. Each one brought a different type of experience and learned something different from each of them. And senior semester definitely helped me get my job here.
Rick Peterson has been a professor for USC's senior semester program since 1997. He says the program is in part successful because it starts with the basics.
I think for those who really want to do this, senior semester is a dream come true, because I think the first thing it does is it prepares you to meet a deadline. And I don't think a lot of students quite realize the value of that.
Rick also says that once students get past the first few weeks, senior semester offers even more hands-on experience than an internship.
I think internships are great. I mean, I would never criticize the value of an internship. They're fantastic. You meet a lot of professionals. You see what the newsroom is like. You can imagine maybe how you would fit in. You can imagine that you're the one going out on that live shot by yourself. You can imagine that you're the producer, for a whole half-hour newscast. And you might think that you'd be good at that, or whatever. But senior semester, we make you do it. And you learn really fast, can you do it? Or if you can't do it, or what do you need to work on to be able to do that successfully? Whatever.
Abby O'Brien is currently in senior semester this fall. She agrees with Rick when it comes to the experience and practice she has had in senior semester versus that from her two internships.
In senior semester, I'm actually able to do all of it. So my internship, I got hands-on experience. I was able to shoot, look lives, and practice on the anchor desk, but of course, none of it was actually real. But in senior semester, I feel like it's real.
Like Dana and Abby, Scott Cook also believes his experience in USC senior semester was invaluable. Scott graduated from USC in May of 2000 and is now the executive producer at WLTX.
I knew from the start I wanted to either direct or produce, so I was able to get pretty hands-on with both of those from the start. A lot of the people in my class were all interested in being reporters, so while they were doing that, I had a chance. There were only 2 or 3 of us that were interested in producing, so we pretty hands-on producing every day, so that was pretty valuable for me during senior semester.
Scott, unlike Dana, did have the opportunity to participate in an internship. He worked at WSBA in Spartanburg before his actual senior semester.
For me, it was pretty beneficial for me just because I saw what was going on in the newsrooms, you know, before senior semester, and I automatically ruled out several things that I knew I just wasn't good at or I didn't want to pursue further.
Despite all the good Scott had to say about senior semester, he does believe that it was nothing compared to the real-world experience he gleaned from in his internship.
I think just being in a newsroom and seeing how it actually works on a day-to-day basis, and you know what your kind of future career is possibly like, I think that's just invaluable experience.
Chuck Ringwalt has only been working full-time at WLTX for a couple of months now, but he agrees wholeheartedly with Scott. He just graduated from USC in May and now works as a reporter for the CBS affiliate.
I had a great experience at USC. I learned a lot. The senior semester definitely prepares you in certain aspects throughout your time there at USC upon graduation, but there are a ton of things that you just can't learn in the classroom that you learn in an internship or when you first start working.
Chuck interned with WLTX before his senior semester and then started working part-time while he was still in school. And he took Scott's point about internships a step further, saying people don't fully understand what they are getting themselves into until that first job.
There's things that I've learned these last couple of months working here that I never even thought to ask about during senior semester. It's like all about working on your feet, dealing with technology, working well with other people that have been doing this for years longer than you have, and listening to their opinions and hearing what they have to say, because they do it every day. And like I said, I've learned more in these past couple of months dealing with the Charleston shooting, dealing with the flag, the jet that crashed, and most recently the flood, than I think I'd learned all 4 years of college, because college can't prepare you for those types of instances. So they go hand in hand with one another. I've learned a lot, but I've learned even more being here and doing this every day.
And no matter how much he loves USC, Chuck will stand by his opinion that nothing, including senior semester, is better than experience gained in the real-world workforce.
Although senior semester is unbelievable, I'm happy about where I chose to go to school. I wouldn't have wanted to go anywhere else because of the academics and with stuff outside the classroom. I will say that there's nothing like learning when you're actually in the field, like when you're interning or when you're in that first job.
Laura McElveen also graduated from USC and now works at WLTX as a producer. She graduated in December of 2000, right after Scott. She also interned before her senior semester at USC like Scott and Chuck. Laura credits senior semester for helping prepare her for the future.
But I realized that producing probably was the best option for me because it felt like I was the most comfortable doing that. And so it really gave me a good foundation for what I do every day here at WLTX.
Even though she was thankful for her internship at WLTX before senior semester, Laura honestly believes that the program is strong enough to prepare students even when they don't have the opportunity to intern somewhere else.
I think that we're lucky at USC in the fact that we produce a newscast every single day, which is what people do in the real world. So you're working on a deadline. You're doing all the jobs that it takes to get a product on the air at the same time every day, which is real world experience. So I feel like even if I didn't have an internship, I would have been prepared and ready for the real world just because it wasn't like we were sitting at a desk the whole day. We were out in the field gathering the stories for a newscast that we were putting on at the same time every day. So I felt like we got good experience every single day that would have prepared me for the real world.
Mary Beth Jacoby, news director at WLTX, wouldn't quite agree. She believes internships are more valuable than the senior semester program. In fact, she gave her own example of a USC student who is currently interning at the station and worked during the historic flood that hit the Midlands this fall.
We had one intern who, came in, did so much work there. What he did is priceless. He could never have learned that in work as student environment, which that's not anyone's fault. You can't learn that unless you're thrown out in it.
She does applaud the USC program, though, saying that when looking at applications for potential hires, it can make a difference if that individual graduated from this senior semester program.
I think the good thing about USC is the senior semester where you do get real life experience.
Mary Beth took her own opinion of senior semester further, though. She went on to say that in the end, it doesn't matter where students graduate from or where they intern. If they are going to make it in this industry, then they will. It's really all up to them.
Sometimes, and I think especially what they got from that experience, because we like to talk to them and find out what they got from it, how they did it really soak in, did all the good decision making of what it takes to be a journalist soak in, because you can be in an environment like that and a lot doesn't soak in, and that's not going to help you in the real world.
This one statement circles back to what Dana said about senior semester. Even though she wasn't able to intern at a news station while in college, she did everything else in her power to become the best she could on her own. Mary Beth ended up hiring her, and she began working full-time at WLTX before she even graduated. When I began my senior thesis project, I wanted to conclude the semester with a black and white answer. But what Mary Beth had to say resonated with me. Just like with every other industry, news is made up of individuals determined to succeed. They are their worst critic, and they always know what they can do to improve. If not, the alternative is simple. They don't make it in this world. Regardless of how successful this program is here at USC, the real answer lies with the students' determination to succeed.